Hello, good morning, and welcome to the third day of the European Lacrosse Championships 2024. We're here and bringing you live the first match of the day on pitch one, which is the Netherlands versus Finland, a game out of Group A. Just a quick recap for what's already happened this morning at the Championships. Germany defeated Switzerland 19-2, and Ireland are currently playing Austria, winning 11-1. But this set to be a really exciting matchup between the orange and the blue team, the Finnish. I'm Sophie Coombs-Roberts, and I'm joined today by Anna Peterson. Anna, any thoughts ahead of the game?
No, I'm super excited. We're going to see a lot of homegrown talent today, people representing their local clubs, and teams that have been working together often for over 10 years between the staff, the players, and really growing the game on the ground in their home countries, which we always love to see.
Of course, Finland have already played one game. They had a tough game against England yesterday, falling short there. Netherlands' first game out this tournament. I'm really excited to see what the Netherlands have got to offer, especially under a new head coach this season, Phil Collier. Phil Collier, having historically coached England, I think for well over 8 years, coaching them to 2 bronze medals, but has spent this season with the Dutch team. And I really think we should be expecting a new look, really strong Dutch team to come out today.
Yeah, the Netherlands are often beautiful to watch. We've seen the Rotterdam Jaguars club team play year after year in Ken Galuccio Cup, and you'll see almost half that team represented on this team today. Incredible passing, a lot of great field IQ. They know how to make adjustments quickly on the field, and they bring, I think the Dutch are known from tournament to tournament for that really imposing physical presence, which is always wonderful to see.
Yeah, and I think we just want to say at the top of this broadcast, super lucky that Arne has got Scandinavian heritage and will be strong on some of the pronunciation. But as a Brit myself, I am looking down the rosters, nervous about pronouncing some of these surnames today. So apologies in advance for any poor pronunciation. But as we're starting at the draw here, and I spoke to Phil Collier ahead of this game, and he said that the ones really to watch out for here are their starting midfielders. Sophie, Melle and Hanneke, who are known as the Spice Girls to the Dutch team. So starting Spice Girls, and they managed to come away with a draw there.
I love it. Really nice patience there from the Netherlands. They're not allowed to cross those feet over the line until there's possession, so she really had to wait for that ball to come to her stick. A nice interception attempt there by Finland, making sure that Netherlands team has to stay aware from the first moment of the game.
Yeah, and then here we see the Dutch taking control of the ball here with number 16, Ellen van Goor. As the Dutch starting to settle down in their attack, looking for that first attacking possession of the game.
Yeah. As we've mentioned so far on these streams, we aren't able to show you a running clock, but we are keeping it here in the commentary booth. We may also have, during the duration of this game, a change to our heat policy. And there you'll see some of the timings change. You'll see mandatory water breaks halfway through quarters. Those will be 7 minutes long. Breaks between quarters will become 7 minutes long. So you'll see just making sure that we're protecting our athletes, making sure they're hydrated, and so they can play at their very best.
And that was a great save there from the Finnish captain, Jennifer Riley, number 1 in goal. A wide open look there on the doorstep, but managing to come up strong for the first save of the game.
They're showing a lot of energy so far, this Finnish team. They're coming out aggressive. We're seeing some strong passing. I'm excited to see what they're going to do on offense.
And actually, Anna and I were talking about the game, talking before the game about what a tough group this is, with the Dutch and Finland in it, but also Italy, who came out really strong yesterday. A very strong performance, really impressive against Belgium. Belgium also sitting in this group, and England, the reigning champions, in the group as well. So really a very tough Group A that both of these teams are sitting in at the moment.
Yeah. Gorgeous speed here and stick control, running up that midfield, no pressure on her. They're going to prioritize getting down to that defensive area.
And that's number 13, the captain, Nina Morenskov.
Oh, and I think we're going to see a card here. We didn't get that shooting space call. I think the ref was focusing on a different area of the field, but that ball went straight into a Finnish player, which is automatically going to qualify as a dangerous follow-through and a dangerous shot.
So we'll see here the Finnish team having a player-up advantage. So a few really great goals yesterday, player up. So be interesting to see what they're able to do with the advantage here.
It would be great to really capitalize here, get on the boards. and use that for some momentum building.
But an errant pass there, and the Dutch come away with that straight away. I think head coach Phil Collier will be happy to see that. And now I expect to see them try and kill the clock until they're back even. Some Finnish pressure here as the Dutch are looking to transition the ball. Of course, they do have an extra player here, so it would be quite sensible for the Finnish to look to double the ball, put a bit of pressure on.
Yeah, and you can see they're chasing her down right now. With that extended 15 meter, that's an extra 4 meters they're going to have to chase. So you don't want to use too much of that energy early out, but you do want to not lose that opportunity to apply some pressure.
And actually something I've been impressed with in the opening few minutes here from the Dutch team is their ball movement. Really nice ball movement all over the field. Here in the attack, seem to be getting it round with ease, and then also in the midfield transitioning the ball. So,
yeah. And a strategy you still will see the defense use here. Instead of putting 2 people directly on that ball, they'll use what's called a backer. So someone will press out incredibly hard on that attacker outside the 15 meter, while the next one waits on that 15 meter just in case they lose that they lose their player and they have an immediate backup, and that attacker is often going to be quite tired from that initial fight. So it gives them a little bit of backup and still slows them down coming into the 15.
The stick work error there gives the ball back to Finland. But another error on the Finnish side. The ball's picked back up by the Dutch.
Oh, challenging pass to make there. You have to have a little bit more distance, or maybe take that over the shoulder as opposed to getting it down by the waist. Great clearing effort here by Finland, but the Netherlands are going to put strong pressure on that immediately. That's going to be a check across the body.
And that is Sarah Swerts, who I believe the yellow card was issued to earlier. So perhaps relieved that was only a small foul there. Just a reminder that 2 yellow cards, a player will not be able to re-enter the game. And the Finnish team just taking some time out here with number 33, Johanna Sopela. Looks like they're trying to set something up. You can see a couple of stacking players on the further side of the fan.
Oh, and they almost get that feed. It's a little bit off the shoulder, and Netherlands will come up with that ball.
I think that feed just came a little bit too late. The cutter was open half a second earlier, so too late of a feed, wasn't able to corral it, and it's another turnover in what is starting out to be a very up and down first quarter.
Oh, and Netherlands is going to sneak a substituting player in there, but incredible work there by number 1 Jennifer Riley, who plays locally in Helsinki for the Helsinki Huskies.
And that was a great cut straight off the bench from number 15 from the Netherlands, but just needed to take, I think, 1 more second on her shot. You can see the Dutch are putting a fair bit of pressure on the transition here. They're making it really hard for the Finnish to be able to transition the ball.
And we're going to have an offsides call here on the Netherlands.
I think that was an offsides call.
Yep. So I think Finland will gain possession at the top of this 15 meter.
Yeah, ball with the Netherlands here.
Oh, with the Netherlands, yeah,
Yeah.
you're correct. My mistake.
And that's number 18, Linda Kaufen.
Kaufenhoven.
Kauffenhoven. My first
We
pronunciation
only have
error.
a pronunciation note on the first half of the name.
A veteran on the team and played at the last World Championships in Towson in 2022.
Oh, beautiful placement there.
And that's a nice little roll back. We tend to call that a question mark dodge when she comes up, changes to her other hand, and that's Sarah Swerts de Landis Wybro. I know that before she was married, she was called Sarah Swerts, which was probably easier on the pronunciation there.
Yeah.
And I also love to see on the sideline the substitute goalie there doing the worm on the sideline in celebration of the first goal for the Dutch. Anna, what are you making of what we're seeing straight out of the blocks here?
I mean, we're halfway through this first quarter, and there's only 1 goal. I think that's exciting. It says a lot about Finland. They have been aggressive with the pressure so far. They aren't letting in any easy drives. I wonder, we do have, this is the first game for the Netherlands, so they're probably finding their footing, getting used to the heat, and seeing what kind of looks they can get. Really strong showing by the goalie. And I think, when you do have a really strong team like the Netherlands, you never know how easy it's going to be to clear that ball out of your defensive zone upfield. But Finland's been doing a great job of that so far.
Yeah, I expect that, you can see Phil Collier there just putting his hands down. I think he's telling his team, slow down, calm down. You don't need to rush this. Take some time over your shots. The Dutch have had a lot of possession, and I think they're putting some great pressure on in the midfield to turn that ball over time and time again.
Great pressure. I think they can prioritize that body positioning a little bit more. They don't need those early cards in this game. Even if they aren't getting the cards, you're seeing the checks in the sphere. So I think they can simmer down a little bit and settle into this game.
And I don't think you can see any pictures of this, but the Dutch fans are out in force today. They've got some dance moves, they've got some songs, they're all dressed in bright orange, and I think they could be contenders for team fans of the tournament. Let's see, maybe that will be an unofficial award that we can nominate. But the Dutch fans looking excited here. As we go back to the draw, 1-0, Netherlands versus Finland. See that, number 21, Sophie Kudaud on the draw control. But taking on some instruction there, I think, calming it down, giving themselves some time.
Great pressure there by Finland. They're getting that stick all the way into that passing lane, not making it easy for the Dutch. Oh, unlucky with the post there.
And that was a great drive there from Dika Spitzin. She plays for Rotterdam Jaguars, a veteran on this team. Actually first played for the Netherlands back in 2012. So she's a really experienced leader out there who head coach Phil Collier said will be really crucial to the success of this team this tournament. And again, another hard drive from the top.
Great pickup by that Finnish defender there, as she weaves her way through, and that body positioning for the goalie, number 1, Jennifer Riley.
Another
really well
great
done.
Save there.
Hopefully they'll retain possession of this ball. A lot of pressure there from the Netherlands. She'll do well here to you don't always have to pick up that ground ball yourself. Strategically flicking that ball out to a safer player on the defense is going to protect that ball a little bit longer, so hopefully they'll see those opportunities in the future.
And straight away the Dutch turn it over, find a wide open player in the middle.
And they're not going to get a call here.
I think she'll really be wanting that shot back there. She had time and space, completely free in front of cage, and I think just tried to do too much.
Yeah.
Slightly surprised actually that the Dutch were awarded that ball off the back line. It did look as if it had come off a Dutch stick. But regardless, the Finnish here looking to clear the ball.
It hit a Finnish player behind net. That's why I was a bit concerned, but I don't think she necessarily put herself in a dangerous position, so the refs allowed it.
No, I don't think you can get a dangerous shot from hitting someone behind.
Behind the net, yes.
But regardless here, we're continuing to see that high Dutch pressure. That's number 10, Hemmerooks, applying the pressure. It's Finland settling it down behind. And some good defense there from the Dutch captain.
I think Finland's going to have to set up some offensive ideas a little bit sooner, a little bit quicker. You had a lot of movement in the 15-meter, but not very strategically set up yet. They're going to have to maybe set up some picks, block some players, and create some space.
And that was a great move there. Goal finished by Lily Davidson, number 23, on the assist from Sophie Kudaud. Again, it's another example of Team Finland just leaving someone completely free in the middle. And I think they need to do a much better job of picking up those free players. They're giving the Dutch too many opportunities, completely unmarked in front of cage. And really, there's nothing the goalkeeper can do about that when you've got a one-on-one there.
Yeah, it was a really strong shot as well. Hopefully she'll be able to shake that off and get back into the game.
We're seeing here the second midfield line for the Dutch, so a new line of midfielders, clearly playing a line system here.
A little bit of a low draw, but above both the players' shoulders, so that will be legitimate. And
that's a blocking call. if I can read my umpiring signals correctly. He's making that signal quite a lot, actually. So I think trying to get some form of message across. The ball will go to Finland.
That's number 6, Elina Rihanen from Helsinki.
And just look at this Dutch pressure. They are stifling the midfield transition. Finland are really struggling with that today.
Well, yep, that's a little bit messy. Understand this call here. You can see that stick of number 10, Veronica Lehetin from Helsinki, went up into the body a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not going to be number 10. It's going to be number 6, Elina Rihanen.
Yeah, I think that could either have been a dangerous play or it could have been for the swipe earlier on.
Maybe for the swipe earlier on, you're right. I could have read both.
Could have been either.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have been either of them. So now the Dutch with a player-up opportunity. Finland weren't able to capitalise on theirs earlier. Let's see what the Dutch
smartly
can do
looking that using that restraining line, extra player to provide some extra defense there.
And actually, Phil Collier, head coach of the Netherlands, is a coach that I play under on the Great Britain team.
And Finland's got to be careful here. They're having that player, number 33, hanging in that 15-meter. You can only stay in there for 3 seconds without being marked on a player, which gets very difficult when you're one man down and you're trying to cover 2 people to keep everything safe.
I'm looking to see what the Dutch are going to be drawing up, because as I was saying, from my experience playing under Phil Collier as a coach, he really loves a man-up play. So I think he'll have had something drawn up that they'll have practiced time and time again as to what they will do when they're a man-up.
And number 24, Dieke Spitsen from Rotterdam, will be taking this shot.
And a goal straight off that free position. Yep. Really nice there, tucking her stick underneath.
And that's a skill difference I think we're seeing between the Netherlands and Finland so far, is that stick control, protecting the ball, really strong cradling, especially on those long runs, and protecting the ball from those double teams in the midfield. So they've earned those possessions thus far.
And Dieke Spitsen, I expect to see as one of the Netherlands' go-to goal scorers throughout this tournament, but looks really strong, fast, quick off the mark, and that was a great free position goal from her.
And I think we should be heading into our final minute here in the first quarter of this game.
And we're seeing the starting midfield line back out for the Dutch here, with Melle van Dijk taking the draw. Not able to corral that draw control.
They've both called it for Finland.
And they've awarded the ball to Finland.
Oh, not the ball you want to lose with only 1 minute left in the quarter.
And I love to see this from Finland, just taking some speed to get it over the line. I think that's what they've been struggling with. That's a really good job from the captain, Elina Sorrentus. I would like to see her, maybe the ball in her stick a little bit more, carrying it down.
Oh, great opportunity here for number 5. And she scores! Aina Hautala from Helsinki. Is that goal going to be allowed? Did we see that signal? I think we did.
And she is pumped about that goal.
Congratulations, Finland, getting on the board today.
Sprinting straight off into the arms of all of her teammates. Lots of hugs here on the sideline. She looks pumped to be scoring that goal to take the score to 3-1. Great ball placement as well on that shot. Really managing to get it low, bottom right. Goalkeeper can't get there.
Started with a strong dodge off that Dutch player at the top of the 15. Really great control.
New midfield line on here for the Dutch. Linda Kaufenhoven taking the draw from the Dutch side. And apologies, we're struggling to see from our positioning who the centre players are from the Finnish team.
Oh, beautiful possession there by the Netherlands. Oh, textbook fast break. You've got to have that defense rotating in a counterclockwise motion to pick up those players aggressively.
And that is the second goal of the day for Sarah Swartz. But just great ball movement here. You can see 1, 2, 3, and a lovely finish.
Yep.
Bottom right.
And that's challenging for the defense. I think especially early into that game, you have to have the confidence to be the decision maker that goes on ball and have those second slides and third slides communicating to you to give you the confidence to make those early moves and cut off that fast break.
Bring attention of the Finns, turning their heads. That's something which I think is going to serve them really well, and all 6 players in attack look like a threat.
And that looks like the end of our first quarter. A nice little flick moment by Finland there at the end to get that ball to a safer teammate.
So at the end of the first quarter, we've got the Netherlands leading Finland 4-1. Majority of the possession having been in the Netherlands third of the field. However, Finland did come up with a fantastic goal and have come up with a fair few draw controls as well. Anna, what do you make of that start to the game?
I think it's a great start so far. I think there's a lot to build on. Fantastic performance so far by the Finnish goalie, really creating a lot of energy in that defensive end, getting the ball up as far as she has control of to get it into the midfield. I think what we need to see from Finland is a bit more decisiveness, especially I would say off ball in that attacking area, so that they have stronger cuts, stronger opportunities to send that ball into the 15-meter. And you can see from the control on those last drives and that initial goal for Team Finland, they have the skills to make those hard decisions and technique to get those great shots. So I think there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, I'd like to see Finland have a bit more confidence with the ball in their stick as well. I think we did see it at the end there. Their captain, Elina Sorrentus, just taking the ball in their stick, powering over the line, getting it into that attacking third. And I think maybe a few of the players need to take a leaf out of her book and just have a bit more confidence. It's obviously, for a lot of these players, it might be one of their first times representing their country. It's on the big stage, these European Championships, but just having a bit more confidence. That being said, it really is early days of the tournament, and I think we expect to see all players grow in confidence as the tournament progresses.
Absolutely. And it looks like we'll be getting going here soon. We haven't heard any notices of the temperatures are quite hot today. They're only going to get stronger, I think, as the next few days progress, which will impact the running of games and how we space out water breaks, half times, etc.
And there's definitely something to be said about how hard it can be to play in these really hot conditions, especially a lot of these teams. I'm thinking, potentially the Dutch here as well, and the Finnish, but teams all across the tournament are not used to playing in these hot conditions. I speak from experience as a Brit. Really, when we come to these championships, we've been used to playing most of our season in the rain and the cold, and no matter how much heat training you can do in advance, nothing really prepares you for that kind of dry mouth feel that you get on the first game as you step on the field. So
no, and here we've had significant humidity the past few days. I know that before going to Towson and the World Championships a few years ago, we had teams taking hot yoga together and doing conditioning in hot yoga studios to prepare themselves for that swampy, heavy humidity, to get their lungs used to pulling in air as needed there. So you do see teams using a lot of different strategies to prepare for this.
And the draw control there goes to the Dutch. That's Sophie Cadowd. Picking up another draw control, wide open cutter there for the Dutch. Finland really need to make sure that they're marked up with their players. Dutch here getting the ball around. All currently with number 20, Ramsey.
You see a lot of great off-ball movement here. What's key is that you're moving enough as an attacker to turn your defender's head. We call it the ponytail. As soon as you see that ponytail swish to the other side and look away from you, you can start making some really aggressive moves, and they're doing a great job of that.
And that, I think, the Finns will be called there for a push. That will set number 19, Sarah Swerts, up for a free position. She already has 2 shots in the game so far. Sorry, 2 goals in the game so far. Oh, almost a third there, almost a first half hat trick. But the posts are every goalkeeper's best friend, and that manages to keep it out.
She really wasn't able to maintain that speed at the end there with those longer penalty shots. And the goalie is going to lose possession with a great fight there from the Netherlands. Number 19, Sarah Swerts.
Yeah, turning it straight back over, missing the free position, but making sure she gets the possession right back for her team.
Oh, and there's a great ground ball fight from Team Finland, and they're going to get that ball. Fantastic work there. You have to take every opportunity you get there, and this is what to get that ball back.
This is what we talked about, this speed in the midfield, and a great ball there. I think this is exactly what they would have been talking about in the timeout.
And what a goal! She waited for that. She waited for her angle. You could see she went into that corner and said, no, I'm going to take this back in front of the net. Wonderful job. I think that's Emilia Kokkonen out of Helsinki, also a captain for Team Finland.
Kokkonen making her national team debut in 2019. Cites Skittles as being her post-game snack.
Yeah.
Maybe she's had some Skittles before that will have given her the energy for that goal. So we go back to the draw here. Number 33 from Finland, Joanna Sopella taking the draw against the Netherlands' second midfield line. And that's number 18, Linda Kaufenhoven, sorry. We've called her name a few times today. I've called it unsuccessfully, but she's doing a great job on the draw. Score currently 4-2 to the Netherlands. Netherlands having the vast majority of possession in this game so far.
I think these last 10 minutes, though, we're going to give Finland a lot of confidence. Ooh, a little bit close to the face there.
Nice
that
check
that they can take chances, that they can fight for those ground balls, fight for those turnovers, and bring the ball down and do something consequential with the ball. Oh,
that ball sneaks in there, I think.
It was a ricochet, I think, off the feet, back into the net by the goalie, unfortunately.
And just as we were talking about her before, that's Kaufenhoven, who's been winning the draws, also putting the ball in the back of the net as it slithers through. And the Dutch like that one. We've got some chants going on that you might be able to hear on the broadcast, but they're loving that goal to take it to 5-2 up to the Netherlands. With Melle van Dijk back in the circle for the Netherlands. Another draw control for the Netherlands. They're really starting to dominate this category on the stat sheet. Pushing the fast break here is number 21.
Lucky for the defense there. Unfortunately, when you have that fast player coming down from the midfield, you can't stand still and hope that you're going to match their speed. They're going to be able to run right past you, even with a simple dodge. You really need to start running with them and take them off course, set them to a worse angle out towards the sidelines. But you have to go against your instincts there to stand strong and instead run with them and slow them down, change their angle of approach.
Yeah, and Finland have been lucky there. That was a fantastic drive from number 21, Kadoud. And they were really lucky Finland are lucky there that the Netherlands weren't backing that shot up. That's the kind of thing that we talk about as being one of the worst unforced errors that you can make. There's no excuse not to be backing that ball up. I'm sure the sideline and the players won't be happy about that. But possession is back to the Finnish goalie. Riley having a good game in cage so far, but really content to take her time here. She's not rushing. And Jennifer Riley also playing for Helsinki.
Great pick there for Finland. They'll get almost just enough space to have that safe pass, but you can see the Netherlands are putting really tight player-to-player pressure, not allowing that first pass, and Finland's going to have to work hard, or their goalie is going to have to continue working it up the field and maybe look to one of these low attackers to pick up the ball. Here she goes. She has number 5, who successfully ran that ball all the way down last time, but she's going to pass it off.
Oh, and that was unlucky from the Dutch. I agree. I would have liked to have seen her just carry that ball over.
Immediately ready with the pressure there on the sidelines.
Number 9, Kiki Ockenhuizen.
Strong drive here by number 21. And you see, now is when we need Finland to start making decisions on attack and creating those passing opportunities so Emilia Kokkonen can get that ball out of her stick to someone who can have a better angle on goal.
And this is a good opportunity here for number 5.
Oh, what a great little bounce corner shot.
This is her second goal of the day. Anio Hautala.
Aino Hautala.
Hautala also playing for Helsinki. Helsinki Huskies. There's 2 teams in Helsinki, the Huskies and the Chiefettes. But this is her national team debut. I think she's a rookie on the team. And what a rookie debut she is having at this tournament with 2 goals already on the game, taking the score to 5-3 to the Netherlands. But as we've seen so far in this matchup,
Great little pressure there by Finland. They got lucky with a little bit of body contact.
I was about to say, as we've seen the Dutch winning the draw control again, I think, you know, the Netherlands will want to have that one back. It was right in front of her stick, but here a 1-2 pass.
Oh my goodness!
The goal.
Number 15, Nure Virtanen, playing at Spencer in the UK, I believe, and also for Helsinki Huskies.
Spencer Lacrosse Club, I know it quite well. Now in the top division of the Southeast League in the UK. They've worked their way up. It's a pretty new team, but really they've got some fantastic players on the Spencer team. And she's obviously learned from a lot of those players to finish a ball like that.
Yep. And we have
a timeout there, I think, called by head coach Phil Collier for the Netherlands. He wants some time to probably talk through their defense and how it's possible that girls are driving on them one-on-one, and we're seeing some wide open looks there. But really that goal was a nice look. She's taking it in her left hand. That's a 1-2, quite a hard pass to handle in the middle, and she finished it off beautifully.
Yeah, I love the energy we're seeing from Finland. They're making use of all those opportunities. They're bringing the field off of turnovers often. Even if they're not getting those draws, they're like, no, we'll figure out that way to get that.
I think the goalkeeper for Finland has been excellent so far. That's number 1, Jennifer Riley, also a captain for the Finnish team. It is worth saying, if we look into her background, I'm absolutely amazed. Riley was actually one of the first women to drive a car in Saudi Arabia after the 30-year ban was lifted for driving cars for women driving cars in Saudi Arabia.
What a fun fact.
What a fun fact. And I wish I knew more. Maybe we need to talk to her after this game. But what a cool fact from Jennifer Riley. She's killing it in the cage, killing it on the roads in Saudi Arabia. Not literally killing it. You know, she's doing really well driving. I mean, how cool. Female empowerment.
There we go.
I love it. And we've seen a change up in the draw control circle here for Finland.
I think we have around 7.5 minutes to go in this quarter. It'd be interesting to see if those coaches are using those timeouts strategically halfway through the quarters to give their players a little bit more, an extra water break there. If a water break is called by a ref, you're not allowed to coach in those pauses, which is a really key distinction. So, and sometimes you'll see that coaches work with coaches on the other team. Maybe Finland will take both of their timeouts in quarters 3 and 4. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, Finland here with all the momentum, having scored 2 goals straight on the trot to bring the score to 5-4. Only 1 goal in it in this first half. But the Dutch now in control, having dominated the draw control battles. They won the draw control here. Moving the ball around the outside. A nice little roll under dodge here from Swerts.
Wonderful dodge underneath that defense.
And that is a hat trick, first half hat trick for Sarah Swerts de Landis Wybro.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a hard name to pronounce.
It's really hard to help your teammate out there as a defender when you have these when you have that kind of cut underneath the defender. Yeah. You're going to have the defender come from all the way on the other side of that crease to help in time. The person to your right is just not going to be able to get under and give you the pressure on the right side of the ball that you need. So wonderful decision making there from the Netherlands.
Yeah, and I've been really impressed with Swerts so far this game. I think she has been the catalyst for this team. First represented the Netherlands at the World Cup in 2009, so a real veteran on the team, playing for the Amsterdam Lions. But it seems like she is the offensive catalyst for this Dutch team to really get them going, having already got 3 goals on the game so far.
Finland's going to retain possession here. We must have had some movement off ball or someone coming across the line too early. And look, she's going to take that ball all the way through those defenders. And it's good. Oh, no, it's not through. It almost looked like it went through the goalie's legs.
And that is a save from Aramins Bransma, number 2 in goal. For the Dutch.
Really great decisiveness, aggression from that Finland team.
And I think that could have been the first save on the day.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, and a great save there. That looked like Swerts was going to get her 4th. Wide open on the doorstep. But Riley managing to
Finland's
stop that
going to use that flick to get it out to safer space. Even though Netherlands comes up with the ball, you'd rather them come up with that ball outside the 15 meter than right in front of the cage. And look at that, reading that ball. We talked about these long passes that are necessary now that the 11 meter is no longer in use, and the defender had that extra second to turn her head, get her stick in the air, and knock that ball down.
And I'm not quite sure what was called there, maybe an across the body, but it's going to set up Linda Kaufenhoven for a centre hash free position. This is a great hash.
What a wonderful save there by the goalie. Great body positioning right off the legs, and she's going to snap that ball into her stick inside the goal circle.
I think Kaufenhoven had more time there than she thought. She was completely free, and actually the Finnish defenders didn't do a great job of crashing in on her, so she had more time than she thought there, I think, to finish that shot.
I think she was in a position we don't often see on those kinds of, she didn't have enough defenders around her almost. She had plenty of space.
Yeah.
I was like, you could see she's not going to pass to anyone on this play because Finland has her outlets covered. She had all the room in the world to go straight for that drive.
And here we have Elena Sorrentis carrying the ball over. She's done a really good job in the midfield transition today so far.
Oh, a little bit of a push from the Netherlands team. Oh, now we have a check across the body.
Finland retaining the ball here with number 8, Marlies Nittman.
Oh. And Finland will get that ball back. There must have been some pressure from the Netherlands team when she was trying to make that pass.
Oh. It's a weak pass there from the goalkeeper to get the ball back. Nittman with the ball here.
She's got a little bit too much pressure, a little too many sticks in that passing lane, and that's just an unfortunate pass made, I think, under a little bit too much stress.
And here's a fast break scenario for the Dutch.
And that looks like it's going to be a shooting space call. And it looks like we're going to get a card.
I do not know what this card is for. And is it a green card? Apologies, we can't quite see from where we're sat. We can see the official writing something down, which does indicate a yellow card. And we have seen a player be sent off the pitch.
Swipe.
So that is for a swipe on that fast break opportunity. So Finland now playing a player down. And the Netherlands opting to pull it out and really make the most of this player up opportunity.
And I think we have just under 2 minutes left in this half, so they'll need to take advantage of this player up opportunity now.
You can see they're looking to set something up here and not forcing it, looking for the free player.
Great pressure there by Finland. They had those slides ready to go. And they're going to get that ball back. It looked like pretty clean pressure throughout that scramble.
I think that's an uncharacteristic move and play from the Dutch team. They've been so disciplined and they've been really good at running their set pieces, but that one just being one that's got away from them.
Like we saw a little bit earlier in this game, not as secure with that cradling in that midfield area, but they're going to retain that ball.
And again, we're seeing already the Dutch setting up for this high-pressured ride, which has been very successful for them throughout the entire first half.
Oh, great check there.
Managed to get a check there.
And that's going to be Netherlands' ball.
I think that's well deserved.
Yep.
What we are seeing is if the Netherlands are making a mistake in attack, more often than not, they're really applying the pressure in the midfield to get that ball back. They certainly look like the team that wants it more. I think they're hustling more than the Finns as they find a free player there.
Wonderful ball movement. It's always going to be tough when you're a player down on defense to, the golden rule for attackers is 2 passes as quick as you can, and you're going to catch those defenders off guard, not being able to rotate those slides as quickly
And that was
as they
just
need
a great assisted goal. Imke de Haan finishing that ball, number 12 for the Netherlands. Really great shot placement, but also a good job of continuing to work the two-man games, play with each other and find those open opportunities.
And I think we should be down into our final 30 seconds, probably even less. Finland is still 1 player down.
And another draw control there from the Netherlands.
Oh,
That's number 8, Hanke van Verseveld.
and we're going to have referee time.
So there will be 2 players down on this possession now.
Yep.
It's a tough situation for Finland to be in. No, sorry, they're not. They don't appear to be 2 players down. It will just be 1 player, so perhaps the first yellow card has expired and that player has come back onto the field.
I think it was number 12 out with the, or no, it was number 8. So if number 8 is back on the field, then I think that is expired.
And there was for sure some miscommunication there. The Finns didn't know who could go over, so they were playing one more woman down.
And I think our 4th referee official on the sideline is calling time. So we'll see if this shot goes through.
It's a bit of confusion here, setting up the free position.
Wonderful job by defense to get that stick in the passing lane and totally take away that ball.
Yeah, the Dutch able to corral it and
I
regain
believe
possession. And we've got here another free position shot. Oh, that is an absolute rocket for Swerts, who comes up with her 4th goal so far this game. Really impressive to be able to just take a crow hop, a couple of steps in and finish that ball.
It takes a lot of power. And I think people will assume, if you're not super familiar with the mechanics of the game, that's arm strength and upper body strength. It is your legs, it is your torso. You need every part of your body contributing to power to make that kind of overhand shot from that far away.
Yeah, and that's a really skilled shot from Swerts there. Very impressive. As I think that we've been called for the halftime break.
Yep, that'll be it.
So as we leave this game at halftime, the score is 8-4 to the Netherlands. Having been a bit of a back and forth affair, up and down, but the Dutch confidently on top, playing really well, playing stifling defense and a really, really great ride in the midfield, but also some very pretty goals, including 4 goals from Sarah Swerts to Landis Waibora. We will take a quick break over halftime, but we'll be back with you for the second half. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Netherlands-Finland game. One of the games here happening, the first game today on pitch 1, as Netherlands and Finland line up for the first draw control of the second half. Netherlands leading 8-4 after what was a really back and forth first half, and quite an exciting affair really. Anna, what did you make of that first half?
I thought it was really encouraging from the Finnish team, making the most of the opportunities they have with the ball. They're going to really have to start prioritizing that body positioning instead of that stick, those stick checks. They've gotten 3 yellow cards in that first half, so you never want to risk that yellow-red in the second. We're going to have to be, that player's going to have to spend the rest of that game out. But we asked them to be more decisive with those, with that attack work, and I think they really delivered on that and took Netherlands by surprise.
I think they have taken the Netherlands a bit by surprise, and maybe one of the key players who has taken them by surprise is the goalie, number 1, Jennifer Riley, the Finnish captain, who has been absolutely outstanding in goal today. We don't have the statistics on the number of saves she's made, but would definitely be above 5 or 6, I would think. Although they're the Dutch really putting some pressure on in the midfield ride. We've seen this throughout the whole game, and they've been really successful there.
Well, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think Finland might still be a player down.
I think you could be right. And I guess what we haven't seen...
Yeah, I think they're holding number 21, waiting for that second yellow card to expire.
And what we haven't seen previously is the goalkeeper coming this far out and the Dutch putting this pressure on the goalkeeper. I have to be honest, it's making me a bit anxious as I'm watching this.
But I think this is a bit of she's letting that clock expire, so now we have Emilia Kokkonen coming back on the field. Now she can look for that open player. Netherlands will have to find that new player on the field and adjust. So now they can start moving this ball around with a bit more freedom.
Gosh, my heart was in my throat there. Not a traditional tactic we see, the goalkeeper holding the ball that far out with that much pressure on.
No, but it's much smarter to do it far away from the goal circle and have that defender ready to back up and come after that drive if they do get a loose ball, than to have that wobble out of the stick just a few meters outside of the cage.
You're completely right. As we see here, Finland back to full strength on the field. The yellow card's expired, but the ball back with the Dutch here. And I do think head coach Phil Collier will be slightly frustrated that we haven't been able to see very many man-up goals from his team today, an area which we know he is passionate about from the set plays. So that is definitely an area that I expect to see them improve upon as the tournament goes on, those player-up opportunities.
Great awareness there by number 5 on Finland to make those slides. A little bit late on that second one, but I think
and you can see
Netherlands will not get that call because she decided to follow through and take that shot.
And you can see she was protesting there. That was number 23, Lily Davidson. She thought she should have got the call, but actually she clearly wasn't aware there was a flag on the play. If the official puts up a flag on a scoring play, it will be cancelled out and the advantage will be over if you take the shot, whereas if you pull it out, the advantage will continue. But there, the ball straight into the stick of Dika and number 23 all alone here. And that's Davidson making sure that she doesn't make the same mistake on that shot. Couple of fakes, all alone, and there's nothing that the goalkeeper can do about that one.
No, and I think it went straight through the legs, but strong interception there. Hard to recover on defense with that much territory to cover. Beautiful shot placements there.
And that is just a mistake from Finland that you can't be making it at this level and hope to be really competing with a team like the Dutch. You need to take more care of the ball in the midfield, and we've seen them struggle to transition the ball. So that was a real work on for the Finnish team.
Yep.
Going back to the draw here, we're seeing number 18 from the Netherlands. That's Linda Kalfenhoven. She's had a great success on the draw today.
And we see the Netherlands moving a 4th player below the restraining line. So they're going to experiment here with an overload. Maybe practicing some double team action, getting that defense to start taking more aggressive pressure on the attackers coming down.
Ball here in the hands of Tina Häkkelä.
Häkkelä. It's going to be Finnish ball here.
Finnish ball number 10. Veronica Lindenham. Free position hash here.
Interesting to see what she does with it. There's a lot of traffic coming her way. Smart idea to not force that ball through, but not the safest pass choice there.
Yeah, it's a tough hash mark as well. Most players have to take that in their left hand. I would have liked to have seen her pass it off. There was a girl wide open coming off the middle, but instead chose to run it in, and just another ball handling error there from the finish. As we see the Netherlands easily transition it into their attacking third.
Great collapse here, though, by Finland. The defense is ready. They're going to pressure all the way out, not give her any room to breathe, all the way up to that restraining line where if you have that low defense ready to help pressure from the top, you can really have some great cause turnover opportunities.
And this is Dika Spitzen here, already with a goal today. Moving it around. Up to Kaufenhoven. Back to Bockers.
Great look there for number 12. She was ready for that shot. She may get that. Nope, didn't go for the shot, so won't get that shooting space call.
And this is a really nice possession from the Netherlands. They're taking their time. They're finding opportunities. They're not forcing it in.
Nice little rotation here with this trio. You can see as one dives in, the other one goes around, retakes that position, so they'll always have a two-man situation or an outlet pass outside that 15-meter.
Yeah, and this is a formation I expect to see quite a few teams playing, this kind of triangle at the top, triangle at the bottom. Especially the way that we're set up now with the scrapping of the 11 meters means there's so much more space to play those three-man games at the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
Rotate the triangles, find the free players, find the space.
And we may want to discuss a little bit, what is a two-man game? For those who aren't so experienced with strategy in lacrosse, and usually what that means is a two-man game is two different players deciding to work together for a set period of time to get that ball in the net. Other players will give them extra space. You're going to see picks, you're going to see some flip passes. If one goes in, the other will mirror them out, so they'll always have a backup. It's a really great strategy. Yeah. And even if it doesn't work on the first attempt, you'll see them continue to work together until they decide, okay, no, we'll pass the ball around, give someone else a chance.
Oof, and we've seen here a hard push, which I think is going to be a yellow card. As you see the ref, reaching for her pocket. I'm not quite sure which player that has been shown to. I think it's their number 11 from the Dutch team. That's Hannah Hunt. So the Dutch team will be a player down for the next 2 minutes. And this is definitely a game where there's been a lot of yellow cards. I think 3 on the Finnish side, at least 2 on the Dutch side.
I think that's our 5th of the game.
So the Finns. Finland here just taking their time. There's a flag on the play. Surprised that the officials haven't called this.
They'll call it as soon as she leaves that 15-meter. And
this is going to be a free position here. Again, something we have seen a lot of in these championships. The first championships without an 11-meter line is free positions.
And you'll see that she will have the option to go straight in or... Oh, look at that! Not even a lot of power on that. I think it was nicked a bit by a stick of the Netherlands, but she managed to get it through the goalie's legs. We'll see on the replay here.
I think that was number 21, the captain, another captain for the Finnish team, Emilia Kokkonen.
Wonderfully
The
played.
Dutch definitely had a miscommunication error there. The Kokkonen looking like a left-handed player, but the Dutch leaving all the hash marks next to her on the left-hand side free. So it gave her more space to run it in, and you could see that they were kicking themselves, realizing that she was a left-handed player. So maybe
I think she might be right-handed. I think she knew she had the awareness that the Netherlands put a player to her right. So to protect that ball all the way into the 15 meters, she was going to put it on the left side of her body and go with that left-handed shot. Smart decision-making.
Yeah, good decision-making, but I think a miscommunication, strategic miscommunication from the Dutch there.
It's also very hard if you're that low defender, maybe on the crease line. You cannot come up into that line of drive. You're going to get that shooting space call. So there's always a bit of hesitation of who's going to be the aggressive person to go in and stop that drive.
So as the ball goes back to the centre, the score is 9-5 to the Netherlands. We're almost halfway through the third quarter of this match. A pool match on the third day of the European Championships here in Braga, Portugal.
And it's going to be Netherlands' ball. I think Finland came over that restraining line too early before possession was called.
I think regardless of the outcome of this game, the Finnish team are going to be really happy that they've managed to bounce back after what was a tough game against England yesterday, where they lost by over 20 goals, and have come here and really are giving the Dutch a real fight.
They absolutely are. And the Netherlands have been a strong presence at Worlds, at Europeans for the last 3 or 4 rounds of competition. They're intimidating to play against. A lot of the times the Dutch, they have sometimes 5 or 10 centimeters of height on you because they are so naturally tall in their teams. And so if you have a shorter team, just the physical presence alone is going to be challenging to overcome. But I think Finland has really stepped up from the first quarter, from the second quarter. Just need to get that physical play a little bit reined in, but they've been a lot calmer this second half.
And Finland there with a nice opportunity. A cut from in front of the goal, a feed from behind, but not able to find the back of the net on that occasion, but really setting up some nice opportunities there. Although that is a risky pass, picked up. That was a little bit lucky, I think, but number 11 making no mistake, picking up that ground ball, and it's Elina
Oh my goodness. I won't call it lucky. I think she did a great job. She pulled her stick up high and then rolled it in. She made the goalie really adjust to that shot choice. Really well done by number 11, Elina Liikanen.
I mean, it was not the best pass. I think the girl from behind was feeding it to a covered cutter, but Liikanen managing to pick it up and finish the ball. Absolutely nothing lucky about the shot, but lucky she was there to back up the missed pass. Although there does seem to be some confusion on the field. We are not close enough to be able to hear what the issue is.
I think they disallowed that goal for a crease violation, unfortunately. So that means likely the foot of that attacker went through. Your stick is allowed to cross that crease line when you're finishing a goal, but not your body.
Yeah, so really unlucky there for the Finnish team. A great look here for the Dutch.
Gorgeous corner there.
And Sophie Kadoud making no mistake there.
And a little bit of unnecessary contact by Finland there as well, just on the check as that player was driving into that 15 meter. They're going to have to be careful around that.
Yeah, and that's really, really unlucky for Finland. Thinking that you scored a goal, it being disallowed, straight back the other way, almost kind of losing your focus and allowing the Dutch an easy goal there.
And I think we're heading into the final 3 minutes or so of this third quarter.
So the Netherlands now managing to double up Finland, 10-5. So the ball goes back to the draw. Also, Anna, worth saying that as you're reminding me and everyone listening today about the Netherlands and their deep history in the European Championships, this is their 5th appearance at the European Championships. In 2019, finishing 8th. And of course, it will be the first time that the European Championships will act as a World Championships qualifier. So only the top 7 finishing teams from this Championships will qualify for the World Champs. So Netherlands really hoping to put in a bid here to do one better on their previous positioning of 8th in 2019 to finish in that top 7 and earn themselves a spot in the World Championships.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot, the pressure is going to look different without that automatic qualifying for all these different nations now. Oh my goodness. It almost looked like we had a Finnish stick involved in that.
And I think that is a goal there for... We'll see a replay in a second. I think it could have been for Mille van Dijk.
I don't know if we'll get a replay there, but that is a timeout now for Team Finland.
Netherlands really coming out of the blocks here, firing as we're hoping to see a replay on that goal. Might not be possible. But yeah, Netherlands really coming out strong after that. After that half time, and showing what they are capable of. I guess maybe if we go back to talking about the qualification for the World Champs and how this looks differently. The World Championships in lacrosse typically not having been an event which you have to qualify for, that everyone receiving automatic entry, which has meant we've seen World Championships with in excess of 30 teams. However, the next World Cup 2026 in Japan will be the first World Championships where there will be a limit on teams, which is why now we have regional qualifying events, meaning that only the top 7 of the European Championships will be able to progress to the World Champs. And I think exactly what you said, this is putting an additional layer of pressure on these teams, because it's not just a European medal or a European placing on the line, but it's actually also the remainder of your 4-year cycle.
It controls your fate for the next 2 years. And the reason that is happening is, a good problem to have almost. We have so many nations that are developing lacrosse around the world that it's impossible to invite 78 nations to participate in a field championship. It also makes it very difficult for cities to offer to host those kinds of events, because even with this tournament now, we have over 500 athletes, you have staff, and all the volunteers that need to be taken care of. So the bigger these tournaments get, the harder it is to find host cities that are able to make room for that and all of those logistics during the summer. So we will see those events shrink, but you'll see a level of competitiveness take place. And there will be a World Lacrosse Division 2 championship. So those who aren't the top 7 that qualify to the Division 1 World Championships, a further 9 will qualify for the Division 2.
And I think, exactly as you said, whilst it is a shame to have to limit the number of teams in a World Championship, it's what we see replicated across all other sports.
Exactly.
Football, rugby, sports that I am a fan of, they don't have 40 plus teams in those. There have to be qualification tournaments. And ultimately, as the sport grows, we want to see more competitiveness, and that's exactly what's happening. And I think predict that this will be by far the most competitive European Championships that we have seen to date. So really exciting tournament that you can be tuning in for. Every game streamed live. You can see some of the best matches in European lacrosse.
Great approach there by Finland. So hard to come up on that player and not get in their shooting space line, but she will get a call.
And this is number 7 into the game. We haven't seen much of her so far, Lucy Zhang, with a free position. Zhang, a midfielder playing for Rotterdam Jaguars, and is a rookie on the team.
That'll be another shooting space call on Team Finland.
Zhang running it in on the free position and finishing. And you can tell she likes that one. Bit disappointed to see that the Dutch bench have ceased some of their exciting celebrations. We were seeing before worms, kind of bull charging with using towels as the flags. We were seeing some really exciting celebrations. They seem to have calmed down. Maybe they're saving their energy for the rest of the tournament, which could be wise. But a great free position goal there from Zhang. As we continue to see this trend of multiple free positions being awarded, and I think ultimately when some of the games are becoming a little bit closer and we're getting into the knockout rounds of the tournament, finishing your free positions could be the difference between winning and losing a game.
Absolutely.
Going back to the draw here.
And I think that's going to be the end of the quarter.
So we will take a short break here and be back with you for the end of the game. Okay, welcome back for the final part of this game with the Netherlands versus Finland. Current score 12-5 to the Netherlands. They've really put their foot on the pedal since a very close first half, where we did see the score at one point being 5-4. But the Netherlands coming out firing now, really showing us what they're capable of as we go back to the draw for the final quarter of this game.
Gorgeous pickup there by the Netherlands. Height is a great advantage on that draw circle.
Yeah, to a wide open Ashley Ramsey, number 20 there, who takes the ball comfortably in her left hand and finishes. And that is one of the differences that we've seen in this second half from the Netherlands, clinical finishing. In the first half, Jennifer Riley, captain for Finland in goal, was making loads of saves, but the Netherlands are taking their time on their shots and really able to finish.
And that goal was by number 15, Janneke Bokkes, assisted by Ashley Ramsey.
No, I think that is incorrect.
No, maybe switched around.
Definitely Ramsey who managed to finish that.
We'll let the stats update their timings.
Following a bit of the online stats, there's nothing worse than as an attacker if someone else gets credit for your goal. They do a lot of worse things.
Orange ball.
That's going to be Netherlands ball.
And again, we're seeing that really strong Netherlands ride, managing to turn the ball over to regain possession. And the Netherlands we have seen them with the vast majority of possession this game. A nice patient attack, lots of different attacking threats, different players on the score sheet.
Gorgeous top corner shot there by number 24.
Dika spits in. I think that is her second or third goal of the game today. A veteran leader in attack for the Dutch, really using her height and strength to come around that crease in her right hand and finishing the ball top shelf. And again, really nice to see from the Netherlands. They've got a large number of veteran players, a really experienced team who spend a lot of time playing together, a lot of the team playing for Rotterdam or Amsterdam, so knowing how each other play, have built up this experience as a team. There are a few rookies scattered in, but when we were talking yesterday about a lot of teams who have got a lot of rookies and a lot of younger players, we were talking about this for the Swedish team, the English team as well have got a lot of younger players. This Dutch team is not necessarily that case. They're an experienced team who've played together for a long time.
Great pickup opportunity here by Finland, and they're going to have to withstand this pressure. Great job by number 21 on the side here, Emilia Kokkonen getting open as an outlet there. Oh, great read on the ball there by the by Netherlands number 17.
And we're now seeing Kennedy Carr in goal for the Dutch. She's 20 years old and actually playing her lacrosse out in America, playing at Lafayette University. And in fact played for the under-18 USA team, so has made the change from playing for the US to playing here for the Dutch team. I'm sure they're really happy to have her in the cage. When we talk about veteran players, she obviously will be one of the younger players in the team.
Great stop there by number 1, Jennifer Riley, and a quick outlet pass.
And this is exactly like what we like to see from the Finns, getting their head down, running the ball, having the confidence with the ball in the stick, and looks like number 5 is going all the way.
Great idea, very smart idea though, to take the ball out, reset, find the open player. We have number 17 here asking for the ball aggressively.
Straight to number 9 here. I would have liked to have seen on that fast break opportunity her keep her head up, because...
Oh, look at that. She looked for that second option. Number 17.
Oh!
Beautiful finish. Ooh, I got a clap in there. That's Rihanna Sofola out of Helsinki.
That was just a nice and patient play. I was going to say I would have loved to have seen on the fast break them keep their head up, because I do think there was a free player curling around that right post. But actually she took her time, pulled it out, and they worked for an even better opportunity, which finished in a fantastic finish goal.
I was almost afraid of that feed in, because I was like, that player is not open, but she wasn't going for the first one. She was going for the second one. Perfect idea. Keep the defense on their toes, and a beautiful finish on that shot.
Back to the draw. Score here 14-6 to the Netherlands. Really strong outing for the Dutch team, although I think they will go away tonight and really have a think about what they can do better. They have 2 really tough games in their pool. The Netherlands will have to play reigning champions England and also a very strong Italian team who we saw play yesterday, comfortably beating the Belgium team. Those will be considerably harder matches than the one they're playing today. And they really need to tidy up some of those errors that we saw in the first half to make sure that they stand themselves in the best stead possible of winning that match. Seeing now, Dutch pinging the ball around the outside.
Great stance here by number 9 on Finland.
Really giving this player here some space.
But making herself wide, mirroring that stick movement, actively looking to make that slide.
Seen the Dutch have a lot of success from driving that.
Oh my goodness.
I was going to say driving that right crease, but again, my heart was in my throat there. I thought that kind of right pass was going to go in the back of the net, but luckily not. Although the Dutch do manage to regain possession. Seem pretty content just to take their time, ping the ball around the outside.
Finland's got to be ready here to make that slide as she comes across the crease. And a second one coming off. Really wonderful slides there by Team Finland.
Yeah, great set of slides from Finland, and as we see, I think the Dutch really are looking to initiate from that right-hand side around the post. Whether it's from a drive, and again you see the feed there from the right-hand post, straight into number 20, Ashley Ramsey, for her second goal of the game. I think we're seeing here, Dika Spitz, and we've talked about her a lot today, being one of those veteran attackers, really being able to quarterback the offense, and we can see her controlling the tempo of play from behind, looking for those free cutters, and really managing to create some great offense there.
Yeah, and that's such a hard shot to read for a goalie. You have to move your body 180 degrees, looking from behind the net to the front, and also get eyes on the ball, not just the player. Very tricky.
Seeing a real scrap for this draw here. Not surprised to see that go the finish where it looked like there was a push on the ball.
And they'll need to make sure that Netherlands player moves 4 meters behind, or at least starts to move 4 meters behind to give her enough.
Bit of a risky pass inside there, but they managed to corral it.
Coming
Ball
straight
behind
into
him.
traffic. Smart idea to take a second shot. Let people take a breath, regroup, see what your options are.
And you can see here the Dutch aren't giving the Finns very much space. They're marking quite tightly out on them, which means the Finns are really struggling to get the ball around the outside. I'd like to see a little bit more off-ball movement, pop in to pop out, to be able to collect the ball.
They're allowing those Dutch defenders to watch the ball. They aren't giving them, and they aren't showing themselves to be a threat off ball.
And that was a free position opportunity there for number 5, Aino Hautala. Hautala having a great game, scored a couple of goals, has been very quick in the midfield transition as well. I think she was pushed there on the free position opportunity, so she will have another one. She lines up again, exactly the same hash mark.
No, I think we have a yellow card on number 4 for the Netherlands. Oh, such a hard angle there, almost hitting the post, knocking back out.
And you're exactly right, that was a yellow card there, so another yellow card this game. We've seen a slew of yellow cards.
For the game. 6
yellow cards in the game really just shows how aggressive and how physical this match has been. I think perhaps more physical than we might have expected. And speaking of physicality, that was some great work from the Dutch there to really get on the body of the Finnish players, not allow her to catch the ball and turn the ball over in defence. Some nice transition work. We haven't seen the Dutch struggle at all to clear the ball today. It's been a real area of strength for them. I expect to see them once again take a bit of time on this, but it does look like the Finns are starting
Great
to
double
apply
team
some
there,
pressure.
pressing her up to that third defender. And the Netherlands may also be stretching their skills a little bit, looking to see how they can move the ball under pressure.
And this is the first time we're seeing the Finns apply some pressure in the midfield and in their defensive unit. sending double teams to the ball, really pressuring up front on the girl, and that has caused a bit of a drop pass, a miss pass from the Dutch side, and they come away with the ball.
Yeah, a lot of loose sticks there, not very controlled from either team, you have to say.
And it is hard to play high-pressure defence. I think for anyone watching and wondering why aren't teams playing more high-pressure defence, it's really tiring and it's tough to keep that up for a whole game. So often we see teams switch in and out of it. I think I would have liked to have seen the Finnish team put a bit more pressure on earlier on in the game. Clearly that is having some success for them, and I think they let the Dutch have it their own way pretty much this match. But maybe that's something that they might be thinking about for games to come. They can apply a bit more pressure in the midfield and in the defence.
Yeah, I agree.
Risky.
It was, I would say, also a bit messier on that final ground ball pickup where you had 4 or 5 people fighting for the ball. Standing stationary, trying to pick up that ball with their stick, you're always going to have more success using that range of movement to go down in between the ball, come up, move your body through the cabal of people and come up with the ball. That was a great interception there by, I think, number 11 for the Netherlands, getting that ball back.
And this has been a really up and down game, despite the scoreline, 15-6. The ball's been at both ends of the field. We've really seen the Dutch utilise their entire bench, playing midfield lines. But I will imagine the girls will be keen to get in the ice bath after this, because it has been a really up and down affair.
Yeah, and I would say not just up and down, but also some momentum shifts. We have had Finland on a roll, getting some back-to-back goals and changing the tempo of the game a little bit.
And wow, that was a quick call from the official there. The second that number 15 caught that ball, they called a shooting space. I think Finland are perhaps making a mistake here not to put a player to the right-hand side of this goal.
Yep, that'll be a shooting space goal.
And it's Jannica Bokes, number 15, with the ball here. Bokes has had a really strong game in the midfield today. They're rectifying that error you see there, number 9 for Finland, getting on that hash mark.
Yep, one more. Can't cross the path of that person trying to make a shot. As a defender, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position. You don't want to get hit by that ball.
And this is
Very
a smart move. That's a smart move there from the Netherlands to pass it over, get it into the stick of one of their stronger attackers. But Dika Spitzen was not able to finish that one. The Dutch, I think, probably, spending the rest of this quarter trying out new things. They've got a comfortable lead here. No danger of losing this game now. Probably a good chance to try out a few moves that maybe they haven't done today so far. Start to think about preparation for those games that we talked about, the England game. And
we do have a flag, and
game.
She's smart to take that back out of 15 and use that to her advantage. I think we should be entering the last 2 to 3 minutes of this game.
And here we can see Linda Kaufenhoven.
We still haven't seen that final Netherlands. Oh yeah, we do have an even amount of players on the field, so that card has expired.
And one thing I'm just so surprised about is how many free positions we're seeing in these championships so far. The officials doing a great job to keep this game safe. But everyone's learning with these new rules, the no 11 anymore, 15 metre, but the 3 seconds rule still remains.
We haven't seen a lot of 3 seconds calls. It's those shooting space calls that are going to get you from morning to night, especially back to back, because you're so desperate to stop that momentum of that person coming down that 15 metre.
Yeah, and I think that everyone's interested to see how these new rules work out and what do they make the game look like. And I think from an early standpoint from us viewing the games from up here, what it has looked like is a lot of free positions.
A lot of free positions.
So for any teams listening and watching these games, practice your free positions in the warm-up on your rest days, get a few free plays in. They are harder now that they're from the 15, not the 11, so really the teams who are clinical on that free position line are going to have a lot of success. But I love that back check there from the Finns.
Great opportunity. And teams will be looking not only to make the most of those free positions, but really drill down into their defense, what their approaches are going to be like to mitigate those calls so that they aren't allowing the free position to happen in the first place.
Precisely that, as we see the Finns here trying to clear the ball.
And
All has been in the stick of number 14, the captain, Alina Sorrentis, for quite a lot of this game in the midfield transition. She's done a good job for them today.
And one of the things you can do on defense, especially to prevent that second call once you've taken the first free position, you don't want to get that second free position back to back, is think strategically about who stands where on the right or the left, how far away you want to be, which players are covered, so that you have a more specific role in that fifth free position shot scenario, so that it's not everyone collapsing on the ball.
And this is just a great fast break opportunity here. You see number 20, Ramsey, bringing the ball down. They turned it over in midfield. The Finnish defence were not set up. And that's Imke Dahan, number 12, with her second goal of the game.
And that is game.
That is the end of the game. The Dutch with a really strong first outing here at these European Championships. Multiple players on the stat sheet, multiple goals scored in different ways. They'll be happy with that after what was quite a cagey first half. They've really managed to assert their dominance in this second half.
Yeah, and I think Finland also has plenty to be happy about in this game, and a lot of growth points that they can work on in these matches moving forward. They've got set in a really tough bracket, so it's going to be a lot of hard games for them, these first games in the tournament. But well played by both teams.
Yeah, and looking ahead to the schedules for these two teams, should be two really close games tomorrow, as Finland play Belgium tomorrow at midday Portuguese time, and the Netherlands taking on a strong-looking Italian team. You won't want to miss that game. It's at 4 p.m. tomorrow, live on the streams. Thank you very much to everyone for listening and joining us on this game. I've been Sophie Roberts, joined by Anna Peterson, and we will see you again soon. Thank you very much.